Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the afternoon swing trading floor with your humble host, Angie Barbosa and Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, and trade. What's going on, traders from around the world? How's it going? Brady, my brother. What's up, man? How's life? Nargis, how are you? Sybil, hope you're doing amazing. I miss you and love you. Zane, what's up, my man? Donald, how's it going? Ron said, that's an intro. You know it's all day or day. Brad, how's it going, my man? Bill, always a pleasure to have you here. Al, what's going on? It's Friday. The week is over. I want to let you know, for those who are here, what's about to happen today. So today was just an interesting day of sorts. So here's what's about to happen. We're going to have 30 minutes approximately of stock stuff. And I got just a lot of stuff on my mind. And I got to unload. And it's going to come in an amazing way. So I want you to know, if you want to stick around for the last 30 minutes, you're more than welcome to. It's going to be like zero stock market stuff as far as like trades go. And 100%, I want to get into your minds. So look out, as Jill says. Brandon Tucker says, I'm a little scared. Yeah, I got things on my mind. I got to unleash it. Ron says, where would we go? I have no idea. You know, I'm just giving you the out just in case you want it. Just letting you all know. I'm going to go fast for the first 30 minutes. I got a lot of things I want to share with you. We might even go longer than 30 minutes, but we're going into the brain. We're going into the brain because there's a lot of stuff going on today. And it's just building up, and I got to share stuff. Every now and then it just happens that way with me. So we'll see. All right, here's what I want to talk about. Let's look at the SPY really quickly. So broad market stuff, not a lot changed today, very, very little. We have a retest gap, and we're retesting. So my note from today, if the SPY breaks low today from yesterday, which we did, we should keep pulling back. I think it's going to happen. Something like this probably. Doesn't have to occur exactly that way. That's just kind of what I'm expecting. Matt has a covered call up here. My put sale expired worthless. Stan's expired worthless, which freed up a lot of margin. Dean has one for next week. I'll probably actually participate in that same strike with Dean, just do a different expiration. On the SPY, I love the SPY long-term shares, ETF, you know, just IRA, 401k type of deal. We're going to make it happen. Mark says, well, you do intro each session to talk about delicious brain food, so lead on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Justin says, good, because I'm out of my mind. Well, today's going to be good. Today, yeah, there's a lot going on. So, yeah, the SPY looks good, bullish, retest gap, buy the dip. We'll see what it does next week. I probably, honestly, the next weekly options newsletter likely will be probably a SPY dip, more than likely. We had one last week, didn't trigger, did a trade on Netflix, lost on it, super upset just because I thought that trade was going to be amazing. Didn't work out. C'est la vie. Such is life. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. The Dow, look at this candle on the Dow. Look at that. Rough. I mean, that is like perfectly inside day candle. Very, very tiny. So we're going to break out of that range on Monday. I'm very confident of that. We did not make a new all-time high today. But again, I'm okay with the retest. So we're retesting the retest gap. How shocking, right? White candle, gapping up. James Baker has a really good iron condor. Put sale for Stan Jewell, expired worthless. Stan, congratulations. Well done. So Stan, his put sale expired worthless. James is in a bull put and bear call spread, completely iron condor that expires next Friday. Well, I'm sorry, no, 2 weeks from today. So far, looks pretty solid. And yeah, all is well. It ends okay on that particular one. IWM, just like we mentioned on Wednesday, I mean, literally verbatim. We said on Wednesday, guys, a big, nice retest gap. It's retesting. Here it comes. And from here, I mean, we could easily bounce higher. We definitely can. I don't think we're going to go lower in the market, at least not yet. When I say lower, I mean just long term. I'm not saying this is tanking. Sure, short term we can go a little bit lower. But as crazy as it sounds, it's weird. I still don't have any positions on the Qs, IWM, SPY are down. The Qs actually made a higher high today. Today's candle, a perfect doji. Perfect doji. So I'm just looking for a pullback next week, I guess is where I'm getting at. That's pretty much what I got. We have a lot to talk about today. I'm going to go relatively quickly and then unleash the waterfall that's about to happen. So here's NVIDIA. This is the first on the list for Finance Friday, which is today. There were a lot of traders asking about NVIDIA. Ladd, Ron Howley was in a covered call. Ford Schwartz was asking about it. And 2 days ago, all right, James, Jesse, you got it, brother. Have a good one. Here's kind of the analysis is you got this support and you got this resistance. And I said to Ford and the other traders who were asking about it, one of two things will happen. Yeah, two things in the situation. Either A, and this was Wednesday, we're going to trade back down and bounce. That was number one. Or number two, we're going to break out of this double bottom type of pattern and continue higher, which is exactly what we did today. We were talking about that on Wednesday. So with that breakout, Ron's covered call is going to expire worthless. Let me hop over to Ron just so you guys don't think I'm just making up these people. Congrats on scoring a gain on NVIDIA. Well done. So NVIDIA will expire or expired in the money for him, so he's going to get called away. A little bit of a double bottom. I will say NVIDIA is very high right now on a weekly chart, and just buy the dip. You know, if it happens tomorrow or Tuesday, look to buy that dip on NVIDIA. The weekly chart's kind of comical. Here's the weekly charts, and I mean, good grief, like it's just going wild. And don't know how high it's going to go, but it's going to be any trade that you want to do on NVIDIA, especially if it's a bullish one, just be quick about it. If it's shares, calls, or put sales, just have a short expiration because at some point that one's going to come either crashing down or trade sideways for a while. Because up here it's Buzz Lightyear status. Yeah, to infinity and beyond. Really, it is wild sauce. So that's NVIDIA. Next on the list is Designer Shoe Warehouse. A few traders looking at playing Designer Shoe Warehouse down here. It is a retail. The last few days we were looking at it. This is pretty much what we said. It looks bullish. Is it going to bounce? Maybe, maybe not. The only question is not, you know, if it bounces, but how long are you willing to stay in? So some traders are getting into some call options with an absolute zero play. If you're watching this recording, you don't know what absolute zero is, just, you know, email me, let me know, we can talk about it. But it is an option strategy that we've been really talking about that I've kind of deployed since October. We've been trading. It's really changed the game for a lot of traders with their risk management, risk mitigation practices. With this candle, I'm not saying that we're going to go to zero, but you have a big bearish candle here, and then we bounce, right? You had a big bearish candle here, and then we bounce. All I'm getting at is on Designer Shoe Warehouse, I'm potentially, I'm sorry, I apologize, wrong word. I'm not personally going to take this trade. Here's your weekly chart. It is trading into a support. I do like footwear. I'm a big shoe guy, but I just on retail's been kind of weak lately. But it is in a buy low, sell high location. So the question is not if it's going to go bullish. So I think at this price it does. It's simply going to be how long are you willing to hold and what are you willing to hold through? Because at this level, great support, longer term buy level looks good. Mark said, it turned against me today, did not hit my stop. Right on. So I hope it bounces for those who are in. If you're doing an absolute zero, you have your stop. It's totally understandable, but it's here. We'll see what it does today. But all retail today really got shook up and traded for a discount. Now, MU, a lot of traders in MU right now. Jesse, I believe, was in. So MU, this particular trade definitely took out the sting a little bit of today, hit my 2R target. So there's a lot of traders, a lot of my coaching students trade MU pretty often. That was the bullish candle right there. In all honesty, I expected and I wanted MU to do this. Boom, break down, bounce, break down, and bounce. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. So when it did not do that on Tuesday, I was like, well, if I am trapped, I think some other people are trapped. What I mean by trapped, it simply means I didn't actually have a bearish position on Micron. I just wanted it to go lower, and then I was going to buy the dip. So when Tuesday came in, you had a bearish candle, which was a black candle on Monday, and then there's your bearish candle. You had 4 candles in a row, almost the exact same high, and then it broke through. Big bullish day on the 24th, bullish gap and go. You got a retest gap the next day. We retested that resistance level on Thursday. We bounced higher today, so we'll see if we're going to continue higher. Hit the 2-hour target today on Micron for a quick swing trade, which again, my swing trade risk is bigger than my day trading risk. So it kind of feels like swing trading and long-term trading for the last 2 months has kind of been paying for my day trading habit. But the put sales at 21, that is for February on Micron Technology. There are some traders who are in that simply because they don't mind owning shares. So again, 21 put sale right now is about 7 cents. I might buy that one back next week or the week after if it continues higher. If I could buy it back for 5 cents or so, just to alleviate, that's not the right word, alleviate some of the margin requirements on MU. All right, next on the list, CHK, always the popular one. CHK, just chopping around, folks. Here's the deal. This is going to be the big kahuna on CHK. The 100 simple moving average on a weekly chart. It's the boss sauce. So if you're looking at going bullish on MU, honestly, on any time frame other than a day trading level, I think that 100 simple is going to be it. You're going to want to break above that, specifically a close above the 100 simple. I will be watching CHK a lot this year for a good bullish breakout because this stock is volatile. And let's remind you that we trade this stock a lot together. In 2011, 12, 13, 14, well, maybe not 11. We started trading this trade for a lot of real life traders, especially those who've been with me for more than 2 years. 2012, 13, 14, been trading it in that general area. And it was up into the $20 region. So it's at $6 now. That is, 300% return if we can start breaking through that. I do know that this stock respects its 100. Boom. Oh, sorry. I meant to draw an arrow. Where's the arrow? Come on, arrow. It's a good name for a dog, arrow. All right, there it is. And then it broke through right there, retest right there, acted as support, acted as a perfect resistance, perfect resistance, perfect resistance, broke through, perfect resistance, perfect resistance. So, yeah, safe to say, respects it. Want to close above there. I think Ron's selling shares, and that's CHK. Wells Fargo, we got ourselves a bull put spread on Wells Fargo. Nargis actually asked yesterday if we should close it out, and I said no, which made me look like a stupid face today, Nargis, and I apologize about that. I love your analysis. It's just a spread, so I don't mind holding on to it. It didn't hurt us too bad on the pullback. The spread that we're in is a bull put spread. It's a 52-50 bull put spread, and I mean the premium is still pennies. Like it's really not that much. So unless it goes below 52.50, which is 4 points away, almost 10%, we still have, we're still fine. So we got about 2.5 weeks, three weeks technically, for that trade to expire. Worthless. Looks good. I'm just going to wait until really the weekend is over. We'll see what it does, something like this. We're still profitable on it. I'm just letting everyone know. Until it closes below 53.20, I'm not going to have any problems with it. So I'm just going to let Wells Fargo hang out, not just do its thing. Here's your long-term moving averages. Those are far away on the daily and the weekly. But the weekly exponentials look pretty good. I did look at a bear call spread, no money. So we'll leave that alone. Stan has a covered call that expired today at $50. I don't know if he unraveled that one. or just let it get exercise. Let me see if Stan's here in the building. Stan. Nope, he's not here right now. Sally's here though. What's up, Sally? How's it going? It is early your way. You haven't been sleeping much, Sally. I know this because I saw you like 6 hours ago, and you're in Australia. It's a weird timer over there right now. She gave me a winky face. You're a champion. I appreciate being here. You're amazing. Yeah, so Wells Fargo. All we have is a bull put spread, so we're bullish to non-directional on it. We just don't want it to really close below 53.20. We have 3 weeks left to expiration. Long time in the stock market world, but we'll see kind of what's going on from there. So there's Wells Fargo, nothing really huge to talk about. TLT, we did have a bull put spread on last month, and I'm looking to do another one if we can get some premium. This is the Treasury bond, and right now, not a lot of premium. I'm looking for like a 114, 113 bull put spread. But as I mentioned just a second ago, no premium. Something down here is what I would really like. Now, if I go out till March, I can find something. If I go out till March, so if I go really far out, March 114, 113 for March, I'm getting, let's see, the 114 is about 60 cents. And the 113 is about 50 cents. With the, the 113 actually is about 44 cents. So you could get approximately 60 minus 44, so about 14 cents. It's not too bad for March. I'm going to consider it. Actually, today, that option decreased 13 cents with today's move. So today, I think, was a big determining factor. Big determining factor for if it's going to go lower, since it actually made a higher low right there. So here's the higher low we're looking at. March seems a little far out to go on Treasury bonds, but 114, 113 pretty far away. Anyway, that's what I'm considering. What do I need to do to make that official? That's a very good question. Let this month close. I'm going to think about it in February, because the 100 simple moving average is at 112.83. So after, this is on a monthly chart. So after the month, we might get one more tick higher, and then maybe that'll be a good support, and it might even go below there. So TLT is going to be on the next week, but I got it, watching it. We're going to see what's going on from here. Matt says, implied volatility less than 21%. I would like to get over 25 to be an option seller on it. Agreed. So it's right on that verge. Yep, it's right on that verge. So it's nice, but I want it a little bit better. I am looking for a bull put spread. So as long as we plan it in advance, that's going to be the key and the goal on TLT. All right, FCX, Freeport McMoran, up 3% today. I feel really bad because I had a coaching student. So Tom, if you're watching this, man, I'm sorry. Sorry, dude. He wanted to take this trade bullish there by there. And the only reason I told him no is because he does work full time. So I said, hey, man, I feel like that's a really tight stop. You could probably get whipsawed on that. And I don't want you to get whipsawed, just in and out kind of thing. If you're by your computer, that's one thing, right? You can kind of watch it gap down and whatnot. But anyway, I don't think he's in the trade. But great analysis regardless. Here's the deal on FCX. Huge resistance. Great candle. I'm bullish on it long term. I like it long term. I'm expecting a pullback on it if we get 1 to 13 again, and I'm a buyer down at that level. We did some put sales on it before. Here's the daily chart. Robert has got himself a collar on FCX. Today is a pretty bullish candle. So if we do start making higher highs on FCX, I'm just going to hit the mannequin with the baseball bat and collect all the Tootsie Rolls. So FCX, if we start making higher highs, let's just keep going, because we broke out of the resistance. This is the retest, and that would be the higher move. So I'm not going to fight it. If it's going to keep going up, we'll keep going up. I'm game. GLS, I think I meant to type in GLD. I want to know where the gold's at. Show me the gold. Here's the gold chart on a weekly perspective. And if I zoom out, here's what we got. Big picture. Let me turn off the long-term moving averages. This is the long-term trend line on gold. all the way back from 2005 from this ETF. So we traded right down to it back on the 26th of December, aka the day after Christmas. If I turn on the long-term moving averages on a weekly chart, you'll notice we did smack dab the 100 simple on a weekly chart. So now my goal, we almost hit the 100 on a daily chart too. I think we're going to roll over, just a little bit on gold. How do I change that? There we go. I think we'll do something like this. I don't have any position in GLD, but I'm looking to potentially buy the dip with some longer term calls if it can trade down to that trend line again. I would love it at 98. I don't think we're going to get there. I'm willing to risk a bigger R for a longer term trade on some gold, like June, July calls down there, entry and stop and everything. If it, keyword if, 2 letters, 1 word, 1 I, 1 F. If it trades down to 110, then I'll be buying it. If it doesn't, then I'll just kind of keep watching it and see what it does. As it hits the 100 on a daily, 100 on a weekly, I'll just kind of keep waiting for it to do its thing. So it's weird to say, but no position on gold. Silver, I'm still accumulating physical silver for the long term. Still a little bitter on silver that I missed my long-term buy on that candle and that candle by, I don't know, about 20 cents. There was no premium and a put sale. That upset me. I wanted to get some shares. I wanted to own this thing long-term and do covered calls. Still buying physical silver. I'll have a new shipment coming in soon. This looks like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Here's the deal on silver. If you play silver, I would approach it as a long-term perspective because it is in my opinion, an accumulation phase. It's not sexy. It's not amazing. It's in a buy low, sell high. And on a daily, looks like an inverted head and shoulders. On a weekly, looks like an inverted head and shoulders. It's rechested, retraced. So we could do this for a while, but silver, I can imagine, would do something like this. Now, in my mind, I don't have any ties to inflation or deflation, but it will be a thing at some point. You know, the dollar is getting stronger, and that's why gold and silver have gone down. And if at some point the dollar goes down, gold and silver could continue higher. But as a long-term trade, I just like it as a physical asset rather than, does it pay dividends, obviously, but I feel like it's a fundamental thing that's not going to go to zero. That's the deal. It's not going to go to zero. And we actually had a great discussion earlier today of the intrinsic value of metals. This is a great book, Power of Gold, if you want to just get lost for a few days. Sorry. Dude alert. My eyes went right to there as I was pulling this up. But that's hilarious. It's a similar product. The Power of Gold, Kim Kardashian, Western selfie. It's like, what? How's that even remotely similar? Anyway. Power of Gold. It's a good book. Don't know why Kim Kardashian's coming up as a similar product. But anyway, Power of Gold just talks about the intrinsic value. The thing is, folks, for thousands of years, gold has had a very interesting allure on people. And it has, it's almost unexplainable, but is it valuable? Is it not valuable? Aluminum, or as my Brits say, aluminium, was the most precious metal in the world in the late 1800s. It's not anymore, obviously, but metals can change, of course, but gold and silver, two of the golds across our history as humans, have been still stable in their value. Very interesting. All right, man, I thought I was going fast, but apparently not. Goldman Sachs, speaking of gold, here's the weekly charts on Goldman Sachs. And what's shocking, ladies and gentlemen, is that Goldman Sachs is approaching its 2008 highs. All-time high on Goldman Sachs, 236.99. It's going to take a little bit while we pause up there. Huge bullish run. This is obviously unquestionably a wave 4. You have a 1, 2, 3. This is a wave 4. We're going to trade up here for a while. You could consider bear call spreads. You could consider bull put spreads. You can consider iron condors, covered calls, whatever works with a wave 4 distribution sideways movement. That's what I'll be looking for on Goldman Sachs. No position for me. But again, here's your weekly chart. Huge inverted head and shoulders down here. Boom, boom, boom. There's the breakout. It all started November 9th and just ran up. When I believe that one of the chairmen or the previous chairmen of Goldman Sachs was going to join the cabinet. That's when some of that news came out and started rocking. And the interesting thing is you'll notice we've never had a trend like this on Goldman Sachs ever. Even back in 2007, it was strong, but not that strong. So we're going to expect some volatility. And I'm not saying that we're going to get into something like this. I won't say we won't, but for right now, it's not going to happen. We might do like this, but the crash is not going to come yet. We still got some ways on the crash. The stock market will not crash when everyone thinks it's going to, okay? So if everyone keeps talking about the stock market crash, it's just going to keep going up. Once you go a whole 3 weeks without hearing one thing about the stock market crash and get that one friend from high school that calls you up and goes, hey, Jill, did you see about this really cool biotech stock market opportunity? I think we should buy into it. And Jill will pull up the chart and she'll see this. She's like, I don't think I want to buy right here. And that's when we know we're probably going to get a pullback. It doesn't have to be a recession, but it'll be a pullback. Now, for anyone who is 50 years or younger, you will, and I truly mean this with my heart of hearts, I think we will absolutely see a depression in our lifetime. Because 08 was a recession. It wasn't even a depression. It happened too quickly. It was like a quick, volatile thing. I think we get it. When is that going to happen? I have no idea. It doesn't matter, but it's going to happen. It's just economy. It's the way economies work. Recessions are natural, and they will occur. So that's when we have to tighten our seatbelts. Exactly, Mark. You got it. All right, Bank of America. A lot of you focusing on Bank of America right now. Here's the weekly chart. Also, gargantuanly strong move. Huge breakout. Trying to recover from some of its 2008 losses. I'm just waiting for something like this on Bank of America. Big double bottom down here, wave 3. This is a wave 4. And yeah, I mean, the trend is bullish, no question. Here's the daily chart on it. And if you're playing Bank of America, just don't take the breakouts. This is a wave 4, no question, obvious wave 3. So here's your channel. Buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high, so on and so forth. Just do that until it keeps going higher. So buy low, sell high, and keep selling high until you're wrong. And then once you're wrong, then just flip. It'll require a little bit more of this 100 coming up for Bank of America to continue higher. Long term, I don't personally trade Bank of America. It's too cheap. Dividends are too low. Option premiums stink, and I don't really bank with them. So I'm not saying that for any other reason. Just saying for me. That's it. Weekly chart looks bullish. I agree. It's hard to buy up here in some places. If you're looking for things and you're saying to your mind, man, I can't find a good place or good value to buy, that's probably a good thing. Don't. Be patient. I know a month in the stock market can feel like forever. Disney. Good grief. Disney's continuing higher, and we missed it. We had a trade set up on it. Mark, congratulations for being in Disney. We had a trade set up on Disney, folks, and we just didn't get triggered in. That's all. So here's our spreadsheet that we keep track of all of our official swing trades that we do. Here was the Disney trade, and we canceled it. It just didn't trigger. So we missed it by pennies. No big deal. Adrian's in. Mark's in. That's why we do the analysis, though. Just because I don't get triggered in or some of us don't get triggered in, the point of the afternoon room is I look at what you guys want to look at, do the analysis, figure out the trade, and if it's a great trade, I'll place it phenomenal. And if it's not, I'll just give my broad overview. And even if just one trader benefits from that, that's our goal. Our mission of real life trading is to enrich lives after all, so we want to help. Great candle. Disney probably going higher. A new Star Wars movie coming out. Rest after battle on a weekly chart. My 2017 target is back to the all-time highs on Disney. Think about it as a big W. And, we have the short-term retest. We'll probably get a long-term retest, something like that, and then continue higher. So Disney, that's really exactly my thought and plan for it presently. All right, so that's Disney. Here's CF. We have a swing trade still open on CF. We might not get filled on this one either. So today I figured we're gonna get triggered in today. We had a limit buy. The low of today was 3579. Our trigger was 3566. Now Hubert and a few other traders are in bullish. Again, you use your own trading plan. That's the point. Even with the weekly options newsletter, I go, hey guys, here's what I'm doing, comma, here's what you can do if you want to. So CF, a few traders got in differently than I did. If you did get triggered in, cool. If you didn't, no big deal. Earnings is about a week away. I think we'll leave this trade open until, really today is the day I wanted to trigger. I really want to trigger today. We will leave this trade open until Wednesday. If it doesn't trigger Wednesday next week, we'll cancel it. We'll look for something else. Wednesday is February 1st, so why not? Marks and CF also, right on. Mark, Hubert, so they're in, which is awesome. Okay, again, cool. I hope it continues higher. If I miss the trade, no big deal. As long as you guys get in on something, I'm happy. Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and a lot of the financials look real similar. A little bit of a double bottom down here, one white soldier that occurred on the 24th. Trapped a lot of people, traded back up to resistance. Now we got a new black crow. Not going to be shocked to see this again. I think we trade down lower and get a little bit of a lower low. And if we do that, I'll be looking for a buy opportunity. Keyword if. Okay, don't know if we will. Not saying that we will, but if it happens, I'm ready to go. JP Morgan. So I'm looking for banks that look differently than all the other ones. We had a weekly options trade on JP Morgan, and some traders, a lot of traders play this one differently, so it was interesting. We got triggered on literally, and this was kind of cool actually, the high of that bearish candle, and we got triggered in at the low of that bearish candle on our target one. And then most traders got trailed out either this day or this day and ended up winning small on the trade. So that was our most recent weekly options newsletter before the Netflix one. And then of course, you got the candle that happened on Wednesday. We just trapped all the bears, and that's pretty much why we continued higher on JP Morgan. So that one's over. It's going to trade back up into resistance. You have a lot of white candles, one of the stronger banks. And I noticed that on this day, all of the financial sector was down except for JP Morgan. So I was like, yeah, this trade's going to lose or trail us out or something. So JP Morgan into that resistance. We'll probably pause. We likely pull back again, very similar to the other financials. That's why I love looking at sectors, because if the whole sector says the same thing, I'm like, yeah, it's probably what's going to happen. Now, if we just start screaming and we just continue to go bullish, that's cool. Any trade that I'm going to take, if it's a financial sector or a general market stock or ETF, it's going to be on a quick day trade or some kind of non-directional. I'm going to be in and I'm going to be out, because this kind of extension just can't last super long. Just can't last forever. Very strong. So this wave four, this wave four needs to last a little longer for us to continue higher. Something like this. Just a little bit longer, in my opinion. Now, if we keep going higher, awesome, but I'll be quick about it if we do anything. Netflix. So here's NFLX. Netflix did today exactly what I thought. I know that sounds crazy, but I mentioned in the weekly options newsletter, one of two things are going to happen. We're either going to get stopped out on Friday, or we're going to continue and actually work on Friday. Friday was the day. Had a beautiful, beautiful gap on the 4-hour chart. Small bearish candle. You actually had a tweezer bottom on the hourly. That was our warning signal. Let me turn extended hours on. I'm sorry. So here's the extended hours. Perfect tweezer bottom right here on Netflix. I was like, hey, if we break that, we're good to go. We didn't break that. So we got stopped out on Netflix. Continuing higher. Ron's in a bull put spread. I really wanted Netflix, obviously, to retrace down and do something like this. This is what I wanted to do. Steven Steckler is in bullish. And again, folks, if I'm ever trapped in my analysis, you're like, oh man, shoot, Newsom's losing money bad on this swing trade. Well, not bad. I'm losing the R. But Newsom's losing. Well, that's a great signal to be like, all right, well, should I start to flip? Don't be scared. what I'm looking for now is the stock to pull back, and I'm going to get into a spread of some kind down here, probably for late February, early March on Netflix. Netflix, definitely unquestionably bullish. I was looking to trade a counter trend trade, something like this, just get in and get out quickly. I knew for a fact today would be the day we either won or lost, and trust me on this one. Netflix could have done exactly what it did bullish today, except bearish. It just went on the upside. So from here, Netflix is trapping people. Look for the pullback. I'm just going to buy it non-directionally. Here's Whole Foods, ticker symbol WFM. My boy Joe Evans in this trade, and I forget how he's in it though. I have a hard time memorizing all the trades, but I know Joe's in it. So earnings coming up around the corner. We've done a lot of put sales on Whole Foods in the past, mostly because here's a weekly chart and it's been in a channel. So there's your channel on Whole Foods. Looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Some traders probably going to trade this one bearish. Here's the Whole Foods head and shoulders. A breakdown below that price likely will cause it to go a little bit lower into earnings, and then probably a buy the dip opportunity on Whole Foods, at least in my opinion. But today's candle, pretty nice, pretty bearish, looks good. Costco. So my boy Robert Meek, who crushed CVS day trade today, is in the Costco bull put spread, and it's getting real close for him. So I wanted, and I had Costco on the list to determine if I want to do a swing trade on it. We still might. I'm going to do it on, we're going to look at it Monday. This looks double top-ish. It did not quite close below the neckline. Volume did increase. So if Robert's going to be trapped, I know some other traders will be trapped. So here's the deal. Let's look at it Monday. I'm looking for a bearish play on it. I'll be doing some analysis over the weekends. Weekend's always a great time to do analysis. Costco, writing it in. And moving on. So this is the price. We technically did close on the neckline, but I'm going to look for maybe a retest of like 163 and put a stop above this resistance, like 165. See if it can roll over. All right. What else is on Costco? AMBA, longer term, still a fan of this one, but it is pulling back, and I like it. I like the pullback on AMBA. Looking to play this one long term. Brad, congratulations on your $46 put sale that expired today. Worthless, my brother. Great job. Here's your weekly chart on AMBA, and I'm playing this on a number of reasons long. 200 simple on a weekly, number one. Number two, you got a support there. Number three, it looks like the retest of a triple bottom neckline or something on a longer term level. I like AMBA down here long term. What do I mean by long term on this one? Somewhere between 4 to 6 months. It doesn't pay dividends to my knowledge. To my knowledge means it does not pay dividends. Probably we'll do something like this, and that's the reason I have that protective put triggered in here. Is I'm not going to stop out on this position. If I'm in this one long term, I'm looking to buy protective puts and just mitigate my loss that way. But keep your eyes on this one. I dig it. I like it. If you got triggered in today, awesome. If you're waiting for more of a pullback, this could be a really fun longer term trade on AMBA. Also, Salon and Cosmetics. This stock, this is going to be the one I'll be doing my highlights on. I'm going to lose this wager. So you guys will be the recipients of that video or picture in the next, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months. It's out of resistance. I know my buddy Robert had a bull put spread. I just forget when his bull put spread expired. If it was this Friday or next Friday. I think it's next Friday. But Ulta out of resistance. And if Ulta can break above this price right here, we'll probably keep going up. Brad says, what do you think about the 47 put on AMBA? 47 put, pretty much I like it. Let me look at it again. Computer's going a little slow. AMBA 47, I dig it. You could probably get away with the 47 or 46. Either one, I think, would be very doable. Yes, yes, sir. All right, BX, which is Blackstone. I forget who's in this trade, but as I see it right now, it just looks like it's continuing. I have zero position in Blackstone. Looks great on a weekly. Your long-term moving average on the weekly screamed to me that we're going to pull back a little bit next week just to retest that $30.90 100 simple moving average. So for the traders who requested BX and who are in it, just prepare yourself for a pullback into those moving averages and look to buy the dip. Volume looks good. Triple bottom right here. Boom, boom, boom on a weekly chart. Breakout, close, retest. Looks good long. I like it. Again, this is a weekly chart. Long term. The 2008 highs, the IPO highs are pretty much up there at 37 and some change, 37.20. So a little bit of a pullback and a continuation higher on BX. I dig it. Looks good. Nike. So my boy Dean Chance, a.k.a. the Chancellor, a.k.a. 53 wing eating champion, asked me yesterday what my percentage chance that Nike would close above $53.50. And I said 17% chance that it would expire above that level based on this perfect tweezer top on Nike. So his 53.50 covered call, he was able to buy it to close today for 2 pennies. He's going to look to do another bear call spread up here at 54.50 or 55 sometime in February. Looking at Nike so far, to my knowledge, just for Dean. And I will be keeping an eye on a bull put spread on Nike as it probably pulls back a little bit and then get some dip opportunities. That's where I'm looking at buying. Technically selling a credit bull put spread on Nike. We will look at that more on Monday. Okay, and last but not least for today, here's ABX. Pulling up ABX from my boy Darren, who's in Costa Rica right now. He's got a 1650 February week 2 put sale on ABX. I know my other good friend Josh Berry likes this stock a lot. On the weekly chart, looks really good. Love this support down here in 1320. It's a guaranteed buy for me if it ever comes down to that price. And I like the one new white soldier with volume on the weekly chart on ABX. So Darren, you got yourself 2 weeks on this one. Looks good thus far. All right, Monday is Merchant Monday. What do you guys want to talk about? I got CMG on my list, Kate, Designer Shoe Warehouse, DRI, CVS, CF, Berry Plastics, Costco, and Nike again. We did exit Berry Plastics today. We had a swing trade on it, and we got out of Berry Plastics. So we got out for a profit. We got in on Berry Plastics somewhere around here. We had a stop right about here, and we exited right here for about half an hour. So profitable gain on Berry Plastics. Earnings is coming up. It's not really doing exactly what I want it to by win. So Berry, we exited. If you did not exit, feel free to try to do so Monday. And Expedia, we're still in on Expedia. Our target up here at 123 and some change. Okay, so it's going to be the target on Expedia as our swing trade. Hershey's, okay. Let's look at Walmart. Got it. GILD, got it. Anything else on Monday? Could be anything you want to look at. US Steel, Target, KWW, Dunzo. All right, good. Perfect. Wonderful. All right. Well, that's what we have for at least Monday. 2 really quick, very quick housekeeping items. Let me just check the website. I heard a rumor that the new calendar is on the website. I just want to make sure that this is the case. Let's check it out. Nope, it's not. Rumor was incorrect. Okay, rumor lied to me. Here is the calendar just to update everybody for February. I'll give you more information on it very soon. February, we are going to be closed on the 6th since there's a lot of real life traders traveling to the real life trading Super Bowl party in Lake Tahoe. There's going to be a lot of us gone, including myself and including Angie and Dan Walsh and many others. So Monday, February 6th, both the morning and the afternoon room are closed. We're going to be doing Mentorship Monday on the 13th of February. 20th is President's Day, so the market is closed. I leave for Aruba on the 14th, and I come back the 28th. So I will be broadcasting the whole time from Aruba, but I leave on the 14th and come back the 28th. Speaking of Aruba, speaking of traveling, let's talk money. Let's talk January. January was extra income month. I forget what to put. Let's just put the SPY up for a second. Here comes the rant. Here it comes. So January, we still have 2 days left. The last 3 days are one of those days that feels like just everything in the world is against you. At least I feel that way. Today was just the last 2 or 3 days was one of those days. And it's not a negative thing. It's not a contrarian viewpoint. It's just kind of a fact. Sometimes it's going to happen. So here's kind of the deal. Here's what we got to consider. As humans, in general, if you want to be a professional, anything, professional, semicolon, underscore, insert your profession here, you're going to experience a lot of hardships and losses in your path to achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So today, and I actually probably have these discussions every time I have a day like this. I lost 2.8 R, not the end of the world at all. Totally fine. Everything is okay. I think right now on January, I'm at 3.81 R for day trades and 1.1 R for swing trades, including options, put sales, and everything like that. So that's not very good. It's pretty low. So I'm probably not going to be traveling at all in March. So I travel when I have a good month. If I have a good month and I can make something up, that's when I travel. So January, yes, it was a little rough trading-wise. But what we have to consider is this. It comes in cycles, for sure. Well, the reason I say that is because there were some traders who were having a really good January. There are some traders who are doing incredibly well. And next month, that trader might be flat. And then the next month after that, that trader might lose. And this month, let's say this month, well, let's say this month. I'm saying this month was my loser. Let's say next month, maybe I'm flat a little bit. And then the month after that, I'm positive. So if I'm positive that month, and maybe that month, that trader who's up this month might not be up. It's all about just not losing a lot of money, because the market will trade in cycles. It will give and it will take away. And when it starts taking away, that's when you can't get emotional. You can't get wrapped up in it. You can't get overwhelmed. You can't get upset. You can't get scared. You can't give up. Because a lot of you who might be listening to this recording right now might be on the verge. You might have this brick wall right in front of you. And it's probably and potentially might be a financial brick wall. Maybe there's something else there in front of you. But there is something that you might be approaching. And what happens when you come to a resistance, you're going to come to a hurdle or a wall or a challenge in front of you of some kind. And the beautiful thing about this is it happens with every single profession. It doesn't matter if it's trading. This just so happens to be one of the harder ones. It could be police. It could be firefighters, business owners, doctors, lawyers, engineers, environmental scientists, bankers, musicians, aerospace engineers, aeronautical engineers, divers, fisher people who fish, truck drivers, absolutely, right? Business owners. It could be anyone. At any point in your life, with any path that you choose, if you're a personal trainer, if you're a bodybuilder, if you own a gym, if you own a restaurant, it doesn't matter. You're going to come to a place in every aspect of your life. If you're a teacher, if you're a student, if you own the college or if you play college football, if you're in professional sports, if you're the owner of the team or you're the kicker on the team, you're going to come to a place in your life where it's going to be really, really difficult. And not only that, but you're going to lose. That's the best part about all of this. You're going to look at this wall. You're going to be battling. You're going to do your best. You're going to play your heart out. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to lose. Next week is going to be the Super Bowl, arguably one of the biggest sporting events of the year, of all time. Every year, it's the most watched. It's more watched, more eyeballs on it for that particular game than any game of the World Cup. It's a huge game. And here's the most amazing thing, is at some point, at the end of that game, there's going to be a team who wins, and there's going to be a team who loses. And that team, that whole organization, which is probably going to be the Falcons, more than likely, that team is hungry. They want it. They've worked very, very hard to achieve and obtain it. They're going to play their heart out. So they're not going to say, you know what, this opposition is bigger than me, I'm just going to give up. No, they're going to go out there, they're going to fight tooth and nail. They're going to claw every inch of their strength, of their physical being, to try to overcome the obstacle that is in front of them. And when they, and if they, whoever it is, if they lose, they're going to feel like they failed. But here's what separates people who make a lot of money or people who are very successful in whatever they're trying to do and people who are not. There's a difference between losing and failing. Every professional in every environment in the world will lose. If you're a doctor, you might lose lives. If you're a police officer, you might lose lives. If you're a firefighter, you might lose lives. If you're a farmer, you might lose crops, and losing crops means that you can't feed your family for that week or month, or whatever it is, you're really, really struggling. You could lose a trade. You could lose the money in your bank account as a trader. If you're a construction worker, you could lose a bid. You will lose. There's no question. It's going to happen. And you're going to get to a place where there's a lot in front of you. You get to decide one of two things. You're going to battle, you're going to battle, and you're going to battle, and you feel like you're not going to go anywhere. You're struggling, you're struggling, you're struggling. You're like, when is my breakthrough going to happen? When do I achieve the things that I'm really trying to achieve? I'm working hard, and I really don't feel like I'm getting the rewards. Everyone feels that way at some point or another, at some point in their life or another point in their life. They will feel that way. It could be with their relationship, it could be with their spirituality, it could be with their emotions, it could be with their finances, it could be with their physical health, it could be with their business, it could be with their family, it could be with their friends, it could be with anything, but you're all going to experience it. We all have experienced it, and if you haven't, you're young, you will experience it. So you're going to experience this point where nothing feels like it's going right, and here's what separates the people who win in life and the people who succeed in life and the people who give up. They figure out a way to say, you know what? I'm here. I recognize that I'm here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going. It hurts really bad to do that. It's going to take you out of your comfort zone. You will be in pain. But the only way we grow in life through anything that we're doing is experience pain, number one. Number two, recognize it. Number three, push through it. And you normally do need someone to help you. You need a group, you need a person, you need a mentor, you need a friend, you need a family, you need someone who's been there. You need someone who goes, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push through this, and I'm going to continue fighting relentlessly. I'm going to continue to go through this. And here's the most sensational part of all of this. Here's what's great. Once you get over that hurdle, however big or small it is, once you get over that hurdle, here's what you get to determine. Was all of that worth it? Because this is the fantastic point of life. I encourage you to never give up when you're at the hurdle, but get over the hurdle and then look back and say, hey, is that all worth it, or what do I do now? Because if you do not continue, you will live with regret. And there have been numerous studies and scientific surveys and journals and articles and things written and videos, interviewing people on their deathbed, asking them, what's the one thing you wish you could have done, or what's the one thing you wish you could go back and do differently, or what are you thinking right now? And these people say to themselves, I regret not doing this. I regret not doing this. I wish I had done this. I wish I had done that. If only I had done this, my life would have been different. I'd be happier right now. Whatever it is. You're going to have plenty of obstacles that are in front of you, and you decide, do I cross them or not? And I encourage you to always say yes, cross them. Even if you know on the other side it's not going to be worth it, you will get stronger. Mentally or physically or spiritually or emotionally or financially, you're going to get past it. And then from there, you're going to be able to look back and say, you know what? Was it worth it? Do I want to continue to do this? But now I have zero regret. And on that topic, I've got to give a shout out to my good buddy Zane. Not his real first name. Hope that doesn't upset you. Anyway, I love the guy. I've met him in Denver. He's a beautiful human, an amazing soul. He's not here live. He'll probably listen to this later. You guys know I'll tell him I was talking about him. I got to celebrate his 1 year of trading full-time today. I've been trading full-time for a while. Zane's been doing it for a year. And here's the thing, guys. He saved. He worked his butt off. He just up and did it. And you know what? Maybe in 2 years, he's one of the best traders that I know. I don't know what the future looks like in 2 years. Maybe he's making a lot of money. Maybe he's not. But here's what I do know. Another year from now, after 2 years, he's going to look back on his life, and you know what he's going to say? I am so happy that I did that. I have no regrets. If he spent all of his money, all of his savings, all of his cash, maybe trading didn't work out for him, he's going to go, you know what? I now know I have zero regrets. I learned a lot. I'm not saying it's going to happen to Zane, but I'm giving you that example because that has absolutely been the case for me in my life, in my history. What has happened to me just over the last, 3 years, realistically, is when I was working full-time and trading full-time, and I wasn't running my own business, I wasn't working for myself, I wasn't trading full-time. I had a lot of incomes coming in. There's a lot of things going on. I was doing pretty well. About 172,000 a year, around there. Okay, that number may or may not shock some people. It doesn't matter. I was doing pretty okay, right? Working really hard, trading really hard, doing a lot of things for a lot of people, consulting, business, real estate, all kinds of stuff. I was doing pretty well. And so what I decided to do was one of two things happen. Either I make the decision that I want to make, and I know this is going to be a very, very painful decision. It's going to induce a lot of pain and a lot of hardship, and there's going to be a wall right there in front of me. Or I just keep doing what I'm doing now, and I have regret. You guys know what I chose, obviously. This path, which has been real difficult, very difficult. Because if you ever want to trade full-time by yourself, for yourself, if you want to trade full-time, welcome to the Thunderdome, because it's going to be real difficult. Because even if you have a business and real estate and other incomes coming in, it's going to be hard because there's very little things in life as difficult as trading. Because if you trade on a Wednesday or a Tuesday or a Thursday or whatever day it is that you're trading and you're losing and you lose 3 days in a row, one bad trade, one bad decision, one bad arrogant streak of trades, which I've never had over the last 4 years, but I've had before in my past, that one bad day can ruin all of your hard work. It can ruin it, wreck it, destroy it, make it go to zero. And you get to decide when you're doing there, do I quit and do I accept the loss? Do I accept being wrong? Do I say, you know what, you are better than me today, I'm coming back tomorrow? And my challenge is yes, you have to say that. That's exactly what I did today. I lost 2.8R, and I was sitting there saying to myself, I have look at all these trades I want to take. And looking back at them, I probably could have made maybe 1.8R of that back. I could have. But that was in hindsight. If I actually had taken the trades, maybe I would have lost on those trades. Maybe I wouldn't have. But the fact of the matter is I didn't. I decided, you know what? What I have to do is be disciplined, and I have to follow my plan, the same plan that I follow every single day. Because if I don't, it's this one day, this one choice, this one bad decision, this one bad move that can totally wreck your financial dreams in your future and can just crumple you and destroy you. One bad day of trading can do that. In fact, one bad trade can do that. It's weird. It's trading, but trading is like a reputation in a way. You know? If I got on YouTube and made one terrible video saying one really bad thing about one specific person or group of people, that could be it for me. So like one bad decision, one few quick seconds can just totally wreck everything you worked for. That's life and that's trading. And that's why I named the company Real Life Trading. Because here's the truth. The truth is I decided to choose the path of the most resistance, and so were all the traders. People like you, people are watching this video. If you're watching this video, you are choosing, if you're here live, you're choosing the path of the most resistance because it's hard. So I would much rather, and I think I got all the numbers back for 2016, I would much rather make approximately $68,000 all of last year, working approximately 2 or 3 times harder than I worked 4 years ago, making twice as much, actually maybe 3 times as much money cumulatively. I would much rather do that and be entirely and 100% free than make this number and be tied down to something. Have someone tell me what I do and do not need to do, what I do and cannot say, what I can and cannot achieve. I would much rather go down this route right here. The message of today is, my friends, do what you think is hardest. If you see something easy in front of you, you're welcome to go down that route, but very little will be gained from it. If you ever come to a point in your life professionally of any profession, of any age, of any financial bearing of any kind, you will come to a place where the whole world will feel like it's against you. The entire world will feel like it is bearing down on you and there's no way you can escape, and it's frustrating and upsetting and you're annoyed. Doesn't matter how much money you have, you're going to get stressed out. Or how much money you don't have, you're going to get stressed out. Here's what you need to do in a few very short, easy sentences. Talk to yourself. Realize that you're in that place. And tell yourself you have 2 choices. You can either quit, which is failure, or you can continue forward, figure out a way to get past this, ask the right questions, be with the right people, like you find folks, overcome the obstacle that is facing you, and then you will truly have no regrets, which I can assure you, on my dad's deathbed, when I was speaking to him as the youngest of all of my family, when he told me I have no regrets because of how much of an impactful and inspirational and positive person you are, I have no regrets for my life. When you can go out that way, when you can fully say that there is nothing in this world that I have not tasted, done, achieved, or accomplished, you're going to leave a legacy and you're going to be happy. And my friends, that is what life is about. All aspects of life. And through that, you can achieve incredible results and transformations in yourself once you fully realize that every positive thing that you're after, you have to achieve pain to receive. And pain is only temporary. It's weakness leaving the body. Be free. Do what you want to do. And continue to grow as humans and as traders. My friends, I appreciate listening to that video. I just had to get that off my chest. Sometimes you have bad days. Sometimes you have amazing days. Today was one of those days that just kind of sucked in general. But it happens. A lot of times you'll look at yourself and you go, oh, this person never has any problems. This person has never any troubles. Not the case at all. Okay? Not the case. The deal is everyone in the world goes through issues and struggles and trials and tribulations. If you grow from them and you progress from them and you enrich the lives of others, to live is to give. And if you can do that, you will leave a legacy and you will be happy. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I truly do love you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, the amount of work that I'm going to put into real life trading for the next few years is going to astound you. It's going to shake the very cores of this earth and the financial realm of people and the beliefs that people have all around the world. Real life trading is going to change all of that because of the people that you are. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you rock. I'll see you later. Enjoy your weekend. Until next time, love life, live life, and trade.